This is the Fire and EMS committee, and this is Monday, April the 5th. No, this is Tuesday, April the 5th. I'm sorry.
Yes.
I lost a day in all this rain. I think I got washed away. I've been doctoring my dog. He's scared to death of thunder. So, first of all, let's go ahead and do I have a motion? I hope everybody's read the minutes from the March 1st meeting. Do I have a motion to approve them as submitted?
I'd like to make a motion.
Okay.
Second.
All right. We have a motion and a second. I believe if everybody is okay with the minutes, are there any corrections or additions or subtractions for the minutes? I don't think we have to go through a vote. We can just approve them as submitted.
Yes, ma'am.
So hearing none, they are approved as submitted. I'm going to now turn it over to Chief Jolivet and start with the old business.
Thank you, Madam Guider. I'd like to, first of all, thank Madam Guider, the Deputy Administrator, Fred Perry, all other panel members, and also the citizens. Thank you for allowing us to serve you. We're going to jump right into the old business, and we'll start out with Deputy Chief Phillips, give us an update on Station 1, 9, and 11, followed by AMT Paramedic Incentive Pay updates by Ms. Jenny Eschenberg. Go ahead, Deputy Chief Phillips.
Hello, everybody. First of all, we're going to start out with Station number 1. Station number 1, you know, the mishap that we had with Station number 1. We're in the process of repairing it. The walls have been built, the walls that were broken down have been rebuilt and pretty much stabilized. What we're waiting on now are the doors, to get our doors put on, and we'll do a little landscaping and painting. We'll be ready to go. We're eager to show off our new truck, so we're trying to time it just right. But we're working hard and diligently to get that station open for the citizens and for the men and women of our wonderful department. All right, the update on Station 11, we're eagerly excited about the septic system going in up there. That's going to be a big addition up there for the guys and gals of that station. And, you know, it brings a little relief to them, you know, because it helps them around the station. And update with Station number 9. We can't wait for Station number 9. It's gonna be a great help to the citizens of Douglas County, the strategic placement of it.
And just to add to Station 9, thank you to the Board of Commissioners for approving Hussey Gay Bell. They won the architect and site design work, and that went through the legal, went through our new procurement director, and I'm happy to say that they do have a signed agreement, and so that they'll have a kickoff on tomorrow, and they'll be able to give us some dates on getting the architecture work done as well as site review, and that's going to be a big game changer for us to get that station up and going. So thank you everyone on that, and we'll be giving updates to the committee as needed, as they come in. I'm sorry.
Right.
Any questions for updates? We'll go on to Miss Jenny Eschenberg. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Just one thing. You know, the public may not know what Station 1, 9, and 11 are. If you could, when you say Station so and so,
Yes,
just add the name so that they will know which station we're talking about, because they're interested in their neighborhood.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So Station 1 is what? Fairplant?
Station 1 is Lithia Springs.
Lithia Springs. Okay.
Station 1.
And 9 will be the new one out in
Thornton Road and Douglas Hill.
Okay. And number 11 is on
11.
92.
Yes, ma'am. On 92. And we're
All right.
working on a turnaround.
Okay.
for
North
the
side.
fire. Yes.
Very well. Is that all, Deputy Chief Phillips?
Yes, ma'am. That is all. Unless anyone has any more questions, that's what will be submitted.
I don't have it. Does anybody have any questions that they would like to ask Deputy Chief? Okay, well, let's move right along then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Second old business item, we'll talk about the AEMT, which is Advanced Emergency Medical Technician, Paramedic Incentive Pay Update. This Jenny Eschenberg will talk about that. It's been approved by the Board of Commissioners, but we're just working on getting the language just right for our personnel as we'll be participating. Go ahead, Miss Jenny.
Thank you. We had, as you're aware, but our citizens may not be aware, we've been having an interest in hiring, training, and sustaining the recruitment of AEMTs and paramedics. I'm probably saying that wrong, but that we just want to keep these valued personnel. And so the chief came up with the idea of what would we call it, an incentive, where over the course of 2 years, an AEMT would receive $2,500 with an upfront payment of, I believe it was $200, and then every paycheck is going to be receiving $50. And again, this is going to be over 46 pay periods, approximately 2 years, and this is the incentive to keep them there. And then the paramedic, excuse me, I'm losing my voice because of pollen. But they will be, the paramedic will be receiving $5,000 again over the course of 2 years, $500 up front, and then $100 every pay period for 46 pay periods, approximately 2 years. We've been working on the language of the agreement. We submitted it to our legal team, the county's legal team, and they have approved it. They did some final fixes on it, and we have then submitted it, or the chief has submitted it to HR so that we can get this going for those who have already received their certifications and those that have recently just been hired with the, again, the incentive to keep these, to retain these employees.
So mainly, I'm sorry, go ahead, Commissioner.
I'm just going to say, I would imagine that this has been a morale booster also.
Yes, ma'am. Very much welcoming morale booster.
Yes.
And we just wanted to get the language right so everybody understood exactly the process and the responsibilities and all. So we wanted to make sure that the will of the commissioners was expressed in it as well as the citizens. So it's something we're excited about, and we're looking forward to moving forward with it in the near future.
Now, will that have to come back to the board?
Yes, ma'am. The board already done everything. We just
Approved it, but I just wondered if the logistics of it has to come back.
Oh, no, ma'am. If everything that's in the agreement is what the board, the will of the board laid out, and it's all contingent upon the funding each year. And so unless there's something special come out, it don't have to come back to the board. We just wanted to update everybody on it, let them know what was going on with it.
Do you have a target date? Sure, a lot of the employees are interested in that.
Yes, ma'am. The target date is actually April 18th. We're moving like lightning speed to get done because the paramedic and advanced EMTs, they're being taken as we talk, as we speak. They're offering deals to them, and some of them are jumping on board with it. So we want to get it going as soon as possible. So April 18th is the target date.
All right. Any questions or comments from anybody? All right, Chief, we'll just move on then.
I thank you very much. The next item is a Lexa poll update, and Deputy Chief Lugo is going to tell us a little bit about Lexa poll briefly and how it's going to help the citizens and also how it's going to help the organization out.
Good afternoon, everybody. As you know, the Lexa poll was approved by the commissioners a while back. We finally got the ball rolling on that and started having the preliminary meetings a couple of weeks ago. For those that don't know, Lexa is a company that provides customizable state-specific policies These policies meet state and federal laws and local ordinances. They are also automatically updated every time there is a law that is changed or a court decision that affects those policies. So what we're doing is we're reviewing our policies. We are partnering with Lexipol and marrying those, adopting some of those policies to our fire department. Another thing that Lexipol does is gives us grant assistance, and it has a myriad of wellness resources for our people, our firefighters. And that's very important nowadays, as stressful as the job is. So we had our first, second meeting last week. We have a meeting scheduled for later this week, and we've started reviewing our policies and adopting them. So very excited about that. And of course, it'll help us during our accreditation process also. So,
and also ISO love organizations that adopt Lexipol policies and standards. And so most of the organizations they deal with, they're ISO 1 classification. So we're looking for ISO 1 in the near future as well.
You're just on the move here.
Yes, yes, yeah.
I'm excited about all this. So, and I know that the people in your department are too. So, is that all you had, Deputy Chief Lugo?
Yes, ma'am, that's it.
All right. Well, thank you very much. Anybody have any comments or questions? Okay, well, let's just move on, Chief.
Okay, we're talking about the last two old business items is the new vehicles, engines and trucks, and Deputy Chief Allen's going to bring us up to speed on those.
Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, citizens. We got some good news. Excuse me. We have some good news in the fire department. We got some new vehicles coming in. Right now, currently, one of our ladder trucks that we were speaking about last month is being outfitted with equipment, hose, things of that nature. And once that truck is ready to go, we'll go ahead and get it ready for our push-in ceremony. This ladder truck should be going to station number 1, which is in Lithia Springs, the new ladder truck. And then we have another ladder truck right now, engine 8, the new engine 8. That truck is located currently in Forsyth, and that should be ready within the coming weeks, anywhere between 2 to 4 weeks right now. And lastly, we have the final inspection that's going to be coming up real soon for another fire engine or pumper type, and that's currently located in Florida, and we'll be sending the team down for a final inspection on that vehicle. So we're moving forward with getting new vehicles in the department. So 2 new engines on the horizon. We have a ladder truck that's ready to roll as soon as we get it fully equipped, and we'll be ready to go.
And just to add to it, engine 8 that you mentioned in Forsyth, Georgia, that will go to Mirror Lake district. That's one of them.
And that's, are you saying it's Station 8?
Yes, ma'am. Station 8, Mirror
I
Lake.
think you said district. So
Yeah, Station 8. So we excited about that. They're getting they have a new medic truck now, Medic 8 out there, and they get a new engine. So just letting the citizens know we're making sure everybody's been taken care of. And then engine 6 that we mentioned, that will go over on
the pumper?
Station 6. The pumper, another engine. That will be over on Riverside Station 6 area.
okay. Do we have anything scheduled to order in 2022?
Yes, ma'am. We have 2 more engines. We have another ladder. We have 4 medical trucks, and we have a heavy rescue that's going to be ordered. And matter of fact, I'm going to speak about those. I got a meeting with the new procurement director. We'll be moving fast speed to get those ordered because of the time it takes to manufacture everything.
Which is how long?
Oh, it takes at least a year, 2 years to,
Gosh.
unless we do a corporate purchase agreement on some items, and that'll give us more time to the real goal is to cut down our repair costs. Because right now our repair cost is up with some of the older trucks that we have. So if we can get that cut down, we could save a lot of money for the citizens. So we'll be introducing some innovative ideas to possibly use some of our corporate purchase agreements on some of that equipment. Will be presented for consideration in the future.
I also know in the past we've actually bought a truck or two off the floor
Yes, ma'am.
exhibit. So
Yes,
you know,
ma'am.
we're having our Savannah trip coming up at the end of this year, and they always have fire trucks and everything. You want me to look for something?
Yes, ma'am. We think of ways to save money and also bring those that equipment to the citizens as soon as possible. So yes,
Right.
ma'am, definitely.
Very good. That's good news. Good news. Now, when we replace, say, a ladder truck, or we replace a pumper, do we keep that old pumper as backup, or do
Well,
we ever sell any of them to another municipality or someplace like that?
yes, ma'am. That's what we're looking at with our 10-year vehicle replacement plan. We're going to be putting those trucks up for sale on gov deals, and because mainly there's some good trucks, but any little thing can come up and cause us to have to pay a high maintenance cost on it. So it's better to, I like warranty work. When something go down, it's under warranty. I love that kind of work because it's budget neutral. It don't hurt our budget. So we're definitely going to be getting rid of some equipment. We have a lot of older equipment, and we're going to be getting some on gov deals and getting rid of it so we can continue to have a good fleet.
Okay. Did you complete your presentation, Deputy Chief Allen?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Did anybody have any questions or comments concerning the equipment? Oh, I do have something. What about the rescue vehicles, the rapid?
The QRVs.
Uh-huh.
Yes, ma'am. We have 4 on order, and I talked to the manufacturer of the sales rep for those, and he said that they still hadn't got all the parts in yet to put those vehicles together. So we're waiting for. He said once they get all the parts, then they will assemble the vehicle, and they have parts coming from all over the country. And so we're
overseas.
Yes, ma'am. Overseas. Yes,
I think.
ma'am.
Did the chips? Did they ever come in?
I think the chips still have a problem with them, but they're doing better with other things that we're having issues with now. So they assured me they would keep us updated, but right now they just wait on everything to come in so they can put them together. So we're looking at some alternate plans as well.
When did we order those? It's been about a year, hasn't it?
It's been close to a year. I know Don Evers was involved with it probably mid-year, and then so it's coming up on a year.
Yeah.
Probably 3 or 4 months shy of a year. So we're waiting for them, and we want to put them in place, put them in service. They're gonna really help us out.
Now you said something about an alternate plan.
Yes.
Is that anything you want to share?
Yeah. What we're looking at. I put up in the parking lot one morning. I saw nothing but I saw a few SUVs with camper tops on them, and we thought about they're being used in other divisions. We thought about if we had to, we would utilize some of those vehicles and maybe place those employees in a different vehicle. So we thought about that. If we don't get those QRVs in quick enough, we're going to start to restructure our vehicles. We do have some vehicles that have camper tops on them, and they could work as a QRV. So once we get our personnel up to date and fully manned, we'll definitely be looking at some possible vehicle solutions.
And for the public, since this is recorded, and just explain to them about the QRVs. It's kind of like a floating paramedic, I think.
Okay. All right. And what I'm going to do, our new EMS chief, Miss Chief Stacy Farmer, she's going to bring us up to speed on that because she actually, go ahead, Stacy. Tell us the exciting news about the quick response vehicles.
Hey, Chief. So the QRVs will operate as far as a roving paramedic, so that's a general idea. They can serve multiple roles, but what we're looking at is staffing our paramedics on a quick response units, and then they would respond to the calls of service that require a paramedic response.
So it would transition our ambulances to still being ALS, but being at the AEMT provider level with the roving paramedics.
That'd be very nice because sometimes, you know, our ambulances are out on a call, even in the whole western side or eastern side of the county. And so this is going to be good as far as paramedics. I think we have Deputy Phillips. I think your mic is on. I don't know if you wanted to speak or whether you just left it on. So, okay, thank you. Heard a little background. Okay, Stacy Farmer, and what is your title now?
EMS chief.
EMS chief. All right.
Yes, ma'am.
But you've worked for the fire department for a while.
I'm working on 23 years, so I've been here quite a while.
All right. Yes, quite a while then. Thank you.
This is newly sworn too. She was sworn in the other day. She's excited about that.
Was, man. It was a beautiful ceremony. It was really nice.
Well, thank you. We're glad to have you too in this position. All right. Are you finished with your presentation?
Yes,
Yeah.
ma'am. Unless anyone has any questions.
Does anybody have any questions out there?
Yes, I have one.
All right.
Currently, I know we run 5 to 6 ambulances, but with the QRVs and the new model, Chief Farmer, what are we looking at as far as ambulances? What will be a good look at ambulances for our daily ambulance count?
You know, one of the things we've talked about is relating to our mutual aid partners and how busy they are. And so one of the things we really need to be looking at is our call volume and how often those mutual aid partners can't respond, which is happening more frequently these days. Unless something changes, we probably need to look at increasing our number of response units just to help pick up some of that call volume where mutual aid partners used to be available to respond and they're not anymore. So we're still running the numbers to see what's going to be financially responsible and the best thing for the community, but we could be looking at anywhere between where we're currently running up to 10.
That's going to be a game changer. Up to 10 ambulances every day in the county.
Now, when we get the QRVs or the SUVs with the camper tops, will that fall under you, Stacy?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and that will certainly help too, won't it?
Absolutely, it will. It just gives you more versatility as far as what calls require that advanced level to respond.
And do we have the personnel for those vehicles?
We have enough paramedics to put out the QRVs. The issue is those paramedics are cross-trained individuals. So there also are lieutenants and our drivers, our engineers on the fire apparatus. So we've got to look at what's going to be the best way to utilize our resources with our current staffing.
Okay, and I see that personnel is on under new business. So we'll be talking about the numbers and everything down there. So thank you very much, Chief. And did anybody have any questions of the chief, EMS chief? All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. All right, Chief, I turn it back over to you for new business.
Thank you, Madam Guy. The last item for our business is the assistance to firefighter grant ladder truck. As you know, we've been working since 2019 to replace a ladder truck that was damaged on the interstate. And where we are in the process now is the Board of Commissioners approved us to accept the grant for $1.2 million. And our procurement director put out an RFP, request for proposals for a new ladder truck, and that expired on April 1st at 11 a.m. So she have all the bids in, proposals in from different manufacturers, different vendors, and now we're putting together a team of review personnel to review those proposals, and we will from there move forward selecting someone to build and oversee the new ladder that we're trying to get. And once that happens, it'll go and be manufactured, and then we'll get it into our fleet. And that might take anywhere from a year to a year and a half to get that truck. So we're still looking at options and all, but that's just, we're glad that we was able to get it off a grant, but it's just trying to get it pushed forward and get it in our county so we can use for service. But that's where we are with that. I just wanted to update everybody on the AFG grant for the new ladder truck we're trying to pursue.
And this ladder truck, was it in the figures that you already gave about the ladder trucks?
No,
Right?
ma'am.
Okay.
No, ma'am. It's just, yeah.
So
Yes,
we're
I think.
going to be looking to buy another ladder truck.
Yes, ma'am.
We got the funding, the RFP's been out there, so we're looking at the bids and everything. So if you'll give me that 1.2 million, I'll spend it down in Savannah if they have a ladder truck down there.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
All right.
Now we go to new business.
New business, yes, ma'am. And we'll start with the COVID-19 update, and also we're going to mention about a kiosk, new kiosk for COVID testing. So, Chief Farmer, you want to take that one?
Sure. So our COVID numbers are looking great. We've had thank goodness, we've had no providers with COVID for March and now going into April. We've only transported 15 known COVID positive patients in March. And when you compare that to our January numbers, which were in the 150s, it's just been a really good turnaround for us. So our positivity rate is about 1.7, so that's great. And our community is about 50% vaccinated. So that's all looking good. The kiosk is pretty interesting. We have a meeting tomorrow to kind of go through the details of this program. But basically what they're looking at is putting COVID-19 test kit kiosks strategically throughout the community so that if and when there were to be another surge, there would be test kits available. And these kiosks would be holding between 500 to 1,000 test kits, and they would be PCR testing, which is kind of the gold standard when it comes to COVID testing. So it's a little more reliable than the rapid test kits that you can currently get at your CVS or your Walmart pharmacies. So we have a meeting tomorrow, so we'll be able to give you some more information at our next meeting, but that's where we're at with the kiosk.
Well, I received some tests through the post office. Is it going to be similar to that?
These will just be more reliable. Those test kits were your rapid test kits. So, you do your swab, you go through the testing process, and in a couple of minutes you have your results. So they're reliable if you've been symptomatic for a couple of days. PCR testing is just a more reliable test. And for us, if we have a negative rapid test, but the person's symptomatic, we'll still send them for the PCR test. So that's probably the biggest difference, is this will offer you PCR testing that will get sent out to a lab versus rapid testing, which you would do at home.
Did you say where the kiosk would be located?
I have not seen it in the information provided me. Jason, do you know?
I can help out with that. Basically, we're going to have it set up at our headquarters station on the right next to Hudson Barbecue. It'll be up on our sidewalk area, and it'll be accessible and good lighting for the public, and we'll have an area set up. Matter of fact, we met with the Department of Public Health the other day, and we got a source for power for it, and they're gonna have a little shelter there for that particular machine, and so we're looking forward to it. And it's only going to be 20 to start out with in the state of Georgia, and then if everything go well, they'll look at putting about 200 throughout the state of Georgia. So it's going to be at our main headquarters station, and once we get everything confirmed, then we'll put it out to the public and have our communication team put it out and let everybody know what's going on with it. So we're excited about it. And of course, Jason Mulholland has been involved with it. So we thank Jason for the temporary barricades already set up in the parking lot, so we're able to get people in and out.
So the kiosks are furnished by the public health. Is that what you said? Okay. Very good.
It's Lisa Crossland and heading up the project. So
and they're free.
They're free. Yes, ma'am. There's going to be an opportunity to give
the PCR tests require swabbing way up in the nasal passage and everything. Is that what this is?
Not
And what do
not
they
the
do with
newer
the
one.
swab once they do that?
Yeah, and not the newer ones. Most of the newer test PCR rapid, you only have to do the insertion for about an inch. It's just the difference of being sent to the lab versus being done at the bedside. That's all.
Oh, okay. But do they drop it in the kiosk or they turn it into the your office?
In the kiosk, they put it back in the kiosk.
Okay. And someone empties it daily or?
Yes, ma'am. They'll have someone come through and retrieve the samples. Matter of fact, when somebody deposits a sample, they'll be aware of it through their cloud and computer system. So they'll be able to monitor how many samples are in there, and then they'll come by and service the machine, the kiosk. Supposed to be real user friendly.
And it's free.
Yes, ma'am. Yes.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that's very good news. And everybody knows where Hudson's is.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
If you live in Douglas County, at least.
Yes.
All right. Good. Any questions from anybody? And thank you, Stacy, again.
The
You're very welcome.
last thing I wanted to say was I just want to thank the deputy county administrator for the new protocol for our COVID protection and all. That was really a breath of fresh air for our personnel. They were relaxed, some but still protect themselves. So they was happy about the new protocols that came down from deputy county administrator and the board. So I just want to thank you for that. Thank you.
No mask, it's optional. Mask
Yes.
optional. Yeah, very good. All right.
All right.
Move on to station 4.
Station 4. This is very exciting times for Station 4. All the deputies, everybody been involved with walking through with Guardian, which is a company through a corporate purchase agreement that does a lot of work for the county. And that Fair Play Station is long overdue for overhaul. And the process right now is we do have a proposal that has been submitted, and everybody should have got a copy of it a few days ago.
Mm-hmm.
You know, what they want to do is look over that proposal, and hopefully we prepare today to offer a recommendation to send it up to our board of commissioners to let them review it and get their blessings on it. And we do have Terry Gable on the line that could probably speak to the proposal in more detail than I can. But is Terry out there?
Yeah, Chief, I'm here.
Okay, he's available if we had any questions on that. And then also we have our all of our deputy chiefs involved with going through and pointing out critical areas that's going to be good for the citizens in that community, as well as the responders, to have a good place to live and respond out of. Terry, you want to say a few words for questions?
Sure. So the total amount of the proposal, and Chief, I think you said everybody's got a copy of it, was $846,026. And that's going to be funded with a split funds from two different accounts. One is going to be, if you remember, board made a decision. We're going to fund some of this with money that were pulled from the 2002 SPLOST, I believe, which is $676,000, and then the remaining portion of it will come out of the 2016 SPLOST. So we're in good shape there. It took a lot of work from the team to get this. We had several meetings, on-site meetings, and then a couple meetings to go over the proposal with Gordian. And I think we've got it at a real good dollar amount now with what they're proposing to do, which is a wide variety of stuff. You know, from replacing floors to windows to doors, a new kitchen, HVAC system, more living space, new appliances in the kitchen, bay doors. So it's really going to make a huge impact, as the chief's saying. So the name of the contractor, just for your reference, and it's in the proposal is Osprey Management. They have done a lot of work with fire stations, and a lot of that has been done in Atlanta. So I think they've got a good record, and that's the reason Gordian picked them for this project. So we're looking forward to it and excited about it. As far as a rough timetable for it, it's really going to be driven by how quick. Hopefully the board will get it approved this month. Chief, I assume you're going to try to get it on the middle of the month board meeting. I'm thinking we're probably going to get if we do that, a notice to proceed to Gordian or to the contractor around May or middle of May. And so at that point, they do have some design to do. And they've got to get permits. So we're thinking that's going to be about a two-month process to do that. And in the meantime, the contractor can start ordering materials and getting things set up. That's the great thing about this contract. He will be ready to go as soon as we start getting, they start pulling permits. So I'm hoping we're probably looking at around August now, based on where we're at with this project of actually starting construction. And we're thinking about 9 months. Hopefully they'll get it done sooner than that. But right around March of next year, I hope they'll be winding the project up. But with that, Chief, just open it up for any questions that the committee may have.
Well, before you do the questioning committee, also James Worthington and a lot of our key people in the county have been involved in this project as well, right, Terry?
Yes. Oh yeah. From the beginning. And again, we had everybody, from your deputies to you, Chief, and myself and Russell Small with Atlas, everybody's had a part in this. It's been a learning experience. First time I've actually worked with Gordian. James has actually got a project going with them, and I think they're trying to get a contract finalized with Gordian. That's on the driver services building. So we'll have two good projects that hopefully that we'll get some good experience with this company and hopefully have good results.
Chief, do we need any kind of a recommendations or from this committee?
Yes, ma'am.
With Osprey, or is that a given? I don't know where we stand with that.
Yeah, what we did at this point, the next step is for us to make a recommendation to take it to the full board for consideration. And the good thing about it, the board has already have some information on it when they approved a lot of the SPLOST reforecasting. They talked about doing some with Fairplay Station, and so they are aware, but we just need to now bring the proposal forward, a recommendation to take the proposal forward to the full board for consideration. Right.
All right. And do we need to list the price and the company and the source in that recommendation? The source of income or funding?
Yes, ma'am. It's only a proposal, and the board, they can choose to go another direction. But yes, ma'am, we have that. We have those figures that we can list in the motion.
All right. Would you like to make that motion?
Yes, I would yield to one of my deputies.
Okay.
Phillips, you want to make the motion? And I'll help with it. We'd like to make a motion to move forward with submitting a proposal to the full board of commissioners from Guardian in the amount of $846,026.67 for consideration of the complete renovation of our Station 4 Fairplay Station. Anybody else want to add to that? That sounds good.
With funds coming out of the 2002 and 2016 SPLOST funds.
Yes.
To be funded through with the SPLOST funds.
The 2002 SPLOST funds, an amount of $676,000, and the remainder coming out of the 2016 splosh to cover the cost
All right.
of complete renovation. Just proposal to take to the full board.
All right. Do I have a second?
I second that.
All right. We have a motion and a second. We will go down the list and have a voice vote, okay? I'm the vice chair of the committee. That's why I'm sitting here in lieu of the chairman, Ramona Jackson Jones, who is on vacation this week in Florida. So I say aye. Frederick Perry, Deputy County Administrator.
Aye.
Okay. Chief Roderick Jolivet.
Aye.
Deputy Chief of Operations Miles Allen.
Aye.
Deputy Chief Pablo Lugo. All these are voting members, right? Okay.
Aye.
Finance Director Rosalind Miller.
Aye.
Chief Deputy Phillips.
Aye.
And Tiffany's not on here. Did I miss anybody? I don't know if the new chief of EMS is a voting member or not. Will she be?
He will be, and also Chief John Reed. I think I saw him. He's on.
Okay, Chief John Reed.
Aye.
Sorry, John. It had your name out beside Terminus Group, so I didn't know if you were a voting member. I apologize for that.
Yes, ma'am, I understand.
Okay. Did I miss anybody? I need a list of everybody that's voting member. I believe that's all of them. If I missed anybody, I apologize, but the ayes have it, so unanimously. So I appreciate all of y'all voting for that. This is something that's been needed for quite a while, and I know it's going to be appreciated by those that actually are stationed there.
Yes.
But the public often visits these stations too to have their blood pressure or whatever taken. So I'm glad we're updating it.
Yes.
Badly needed. All right. Okay, Chief.
All right.
Proceed with the certifications.
Thank you, Madam Guy. We'll move forward to the next item, which is state national certification. Lieutenant Matt Adair will bring us some information on that.
Good afternoon. With our state, with the EMS, as from January 1 to now, we have 11 new EMTBs. We have 1A and we have 3 paramedics that are on board. Our state certifications for all our new firefighters, we have 29 that are now certified. National level, MPQ 1, and that would be your firefighter 1s. At a national level, we're at 31 new firefighter 1s, and we have, as firefighter 2s, now we have 24 of those. We have currently 18 fire instructor 1s that we're still waiting on scores to come in from the state. They should be in any day now. And moving forward, in June, we have an evaluators course that we really need evaluators in the department. So we should have 25 new evaluators sometime by the 1st of July. So that will help out the department a lot. In February, we got the whole department EVOC certified. So we went through and put all of them through, not just the driving portion, but in a cone course also. So we did get that done. And in the fall, we will have a live fire instructor class that will be coordinating with Atlanta Fire. So we have a lot going on, not counting another recruit class starting in September.
All right. Chief, how does this affect your ratings or the ISO or anything? Does it have anything to do with our rating as far as response and everything?
Yes, ma'am. It directly correlates with the ISO improvements, and we're on the ball. Lieutenant Matt Adair came in, he hit the ground running, and he's really enhancing what we're doing as far as our training. It's going to have a direct effect on our ISO and most importantly, our community response and readiness. Everybody's excited. They're getting their national certifications. They're getting all their local stuff, state stuff. So we're on the ball, and really that incentive from the Board of Commissioners really helped out. It really motivates some people to want to step up and do some things. So we're excited about it.
Sounds like you're doing a good job. Thank you, Lieutenant. Let's see. Adair.
Ma'am.
Thank you very much for that report. It sounds it's very promising, just forward moving. That's what's exciting. And I know the public appreciates everything that's been done too. All right, now we're going to talk about personnel update.
Personnel update, going to have Miss Paula Austin, and right now we're on a roll. Everything's going good, so we hope Miss Paula can bring some good news. Go ahead, Miss Paula.
Hello and good afternoon, committee members and the citizens of Douglas County. I will provide you with the personnel update for Douglas County Fire Department. The fire department currently has 24 open positions, to which 4 are recruit positions, and those staff are still in training. We have hired 1 full-time AEMT who started April 4th, yesterday. And we are looking forward to the start date of April 18th for 1 full-time AEMT, 1 full-time firefighter EMT, 3 part-time EMTs, and 1 part-time paramedic to care for you, the citizens of Douglas County. With the anticipated hirings, the 24 open positions will diminish by 7. And I thank you for your time this afternoon.
Yeah, I like to say this. This time last year, we was in the high numbers, 49, 50-some openings, and we're coming down. I mean, we're down. We're gonna be in the teens. It should be with the new incentives that's gonna hit the ground soon. We should be in the teens, and eventually we're gonna not have any, open positions. We're gonna be asking for more positions because of our new station and all those things that are coming in the future. So we're on a good trajectory as far as reducing our number of open positions with qualified personnel, and that's what we're going to talk about in the next line item about how we need to focus on our training stuff. But right now, any questions? Anybody on the updates for personnel?
Yes, Chief. Last week I met with the fire chief in DeKalb County. We got to be real careful because they're looking for 100 firefighters. That's some of the vacancies they have over there in DeKalb County. So that's a lot. Just thought I'd relay that to the board.
Now, actually,
what the public needs to know is that we're always in competition with surrounding counties, and a lot of times they can promise a whole lot more than we can because they're larger.
Yes, ma'am.
But we have a great perks here and everything, and insurance is fantastic, and a lot of people are more interested in that these days because of everything that's happening. So
now Deputy Chief Phillips, he's our recruiter. He's been helping out with the recruitment. Can you tell us anything about the DeKalb County employees, Deputy Phillips?
Well, I've actually snagged some of the DeKalb County employees over there. So that is one of my gifts I bring to this organization. I specialize in recruiting and retention, and what we do here in Douglas County, we do what's called value-based hiring. So when I bring them in, we make sure, one of the biggest things, we're going to let them know our expectation. and our values. And more than anything, you know, they're going to make sure they're the right fit for this organization, because that's how we keep them. That's how we're going to keep them. They're the right fit for the organization. And that's where that retention piece comes into play, because if you got a good organization and you got other organizations trying to get you, if you got a good where you at, you ain't going nowhere. And that's what we want to do, make it good right here for our citizens of Douglas County and our employees.
Chief, that's excellent. That's excellent.
And Chief Phillips, do you recruit from? Are you still recruiting or from the high schools here in Douglas County?
Yes, ma'am. I do high schools. I do gyms. I go to personal fitness. I go wherever. I'm constantly recruiting. I am a walking billboard for Douglas County to recruit.
And a great snagger or whatever you said.
But again, you know, it's about our values here with our mission statement. Of course, our values is love, that's leadership, opportunity, versatility, and education. And we truly believe in that here in Douglas County. It's about the love.
Now, just to add to it, Chief Farmer, she's constantly heard Chief Lugo is working with Lithia Springs students. You want to mention that right quick?
The group that just finished the 11 EMTs he was talking about, one of them was from Lithia Springs that went through the Lithia Springs EMT program. So that was pretty exciting. We have one class that's currently going at Lithia High School right now. They will be graduating in May. And then I believe Chapel Hill is still planning on starting theirs next school year. They'd wanted to go this last semester, and you know, logistically it was too much, but they plan on starting up in the fall. So we'll have a program going in Lithia, and then we'll be adding Chapel Hill.
Just to add to it, before anybody says anything, just to add to it, we're going to be asking Chief Reed, because he's big on recruitment as well, to help us with the Possible Explorer program for our young people, and that's going to be a big piece for us years and years to come. So we're going to be asking in our part of our strategic plan is to get some help with people like Chief Reed, you know, that reach out with fire chiefs all across the nation. Really, I mean, he's out there networking with them. So that's going to be part of our strategic plan, is to get some help with that, because recruitment is going to be a big deal. Retention is going to be an even bigger deal. So I'll turn it back over to you, Madam Judge.
All right. Chief Reed, did you want to say something? You had your camera on, but you look like
No, ma'am.
Okay, all right. Anybody have any questions or comments? Any further comments? All right. Well, Chief, let's move on.
Yes, ma'am. We're at number 5. It's a SPLOS strategic plan, and that's part of the reforecasting. And as you mentioned earlier, Madam Guy, we talked about bringing on new equipment, and a part of that is it's already been the reforecast has already been approved. So now we're meeting with have a meeting set up with the procurement director to start to get some of that equipment. I know we need 4 medical trucks, as I mentioned earlier. We need 2 engines, another ladder. The ladder that we need is going to be for Station 9. We need a heavy rescue. It's going to be at Station 9. And most importantly, we have some funding in our SPLOS reforecast for our training center. We're going to have to update our training center. And with all those national certifications and state certifications, our burn building have taken a real bad beating out there. So we're going to have to, we have some things going right now to look at some proposals and ideas, and as far as updating our training center. With a good training center, we can do a whole lot of training our people here locally. Right now, we have 2 people that's going to Carroll County, do some training, and we have some people up at the Georgia Fire Academy, 2 people up there, do some training up there. So we're trying to get it, we'll do all our training here in-house, as well as host other agencies. And Deputy Chief Lugo, you want to say a couple things, you're Lieutenant Matt Ladare, about our training facility, what y'all doing to try to enhance that area?
Well, right now we started looking at we have some money for Splosh, and we started looking at different concepts for a new training building for classrooms, and we got two avenues we're looking at for a new burn building. Either turnkey or do it in phases, like a lot of people do, because burn buildings are extremely expensive. If we do a turnkey company, we're probably looking at $350,000, and we could probably cut that by 55%. The other means by phases, so we're looking into that. We just want to make sure that we get the best bang for the buck, and be, as the chief says, good stewards of the taxpayers' money. So we're doing some research, and we're going to see where we're heading.
Okay. Any other comments? Thank you, Deputy Chief Lico. And just for the purpose of keeping the public involved, reforecast is extra money from the splosh that came in over and above what we anticipated coming in. So we had, quite a bit of extra sales tax money that came in as splosh, and so now we're able to add some projects. So that's just for the general information.
Yes,
okay, we'll move on to the EMA update.
Break my heart.
Give me 1 second. I'm trying to make sure the flood warning stuff that we had went out. I'm trying to do my other duties here. All right. You didn't know National Weather Service just issued a flash flood warning for Douglas County and several other surrounding counties. So everybody just remember that the cliche about turn around, don't around. Please take that serious. So many people think that it's okay to drive across water across the road, and it's not. Sometimes it's the last decision they ever make, and it's just not worth it. Turn around, go around the long way.
Yes.
Just please pay attention to that. Now, like I say, so far the tornadic weather today has been in middle Georgia. They've had tornado warnings all from Columbus. Now they're going in close to Warner Robins. So we've been trying to make sure that keep an eye on here, but also always other areas of the state too. Because you may be next always. So that's what I've been spending time today. But the last 2 weeks, we've had two opportunities to go out and talk to the public about preparedness and being prepared with one of the sheriff's office function last week. Went out and talked to a lot of folks in the public, and then this past weekend at the city police department, I'm myself, we got to hang out and talk to a lot of the public come up. They got to talk about 911. I'll let Director Harley speak about that, but I got to give out some preparedness information. So we've been keeping up with trying to keep in the public eye and give out information and try to make people better prepared and keep them better informed. I did in addition to the kiosks that was mentioned earlier, I did able to obtain some rapid home tests to give out for the public health issue to me for the folks that may not be able to get the ones that you can get in the mail for free or whatever may not. We've given several out to the Homeless Coalition to give out, and some other people that may not just be familiar with it, may not be savvy online and stuff like that. So we've been trying to have those available for so everybody has a chance if they want to get the test and have them available. If there is another surge, they'll have them. They won't be panicking trying to go out and find them or obtain them then. Just trying to make sure. So we've been working on that the last few weeks. And last week we interviewed for the EMA specialist position, and that went real well. We're close to making a decision on that. Probably do that sometime this week. And I think that kind of covers everything I've been working on here lately.
Okay. Could you elaborate on that EMA specialist?
Yes. The EMA secretary retired in December, so we decided to kind of revamp that position because we really need some help in the planning area and some of the other preparedness opportunities that we can get out, and that just kind of broaden those responsibilities to reach out to the public more and just a more versatile position from a secretarial position to a specialist position. So that's we've advertised, and got to give them any applications, but like kind of before, a lot of them were interested, but they didn't want to move closer to, because I've said these are one of those positions that when you're called, when your name is called, you got to be ready to respond and come in and not be an hour or two away to come in.
Right.
And so that's, so that was interesting to see how far people are willing to drive for these kind of jobs. So.
Okay. Well, very good. And thank you, Jason. You do a great, fantastic job.
Well, thank you very much. I
Just
appreciate
alerted about the weather and all the other things like floods and everything. I know back in 2009, we lost several people.
Yes, we did.
From driving through the water.
And that was unusual because those folks couldn't even see in front of them. They didn't know what they were driving into. That rain, if you remember, that rain was, in 2009 was so hard, you couldn't see the road.
Yeah.
That was historical.
Yes. All right. Well, thank you very much. Anybody have any questions for Director Milholland? All right. All right, Chief, back to you.
Thank you. We'll go on to E911, Director Harley.
Good afternoon, everyone. So just to provide some updates with E911, as Director Milholland stated, we are beefing up our community engagement and involvement. So we did attend the Let's Talk About Change at the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. And we also attended the community festival hosted by the Douglasville Police Department. We've also, on today, the Board of Commissioners approved a proclamation for Public Safety Telecommunicators Week, which will be April 10th through the 16th, 2022. And Telecommunicators Week provides us an opportunity to say thank you to those men and women who operate our Douglas County E911 Center, and also those telecommunicators at the Douglas County Sheriff's Office. These folks receive, process, and dispatch our 911 calls, and they also respond and monitor our radio activities and provide information to ensure the safety of our responding units. So we are very grateful to proclaim April 10th through the 16th, 2022 as Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. Also with E911, we have completed and distributed our employee performance policy as well as our attendance policy. Our ultimate goal is to distribute at least 1 to 2 policies per month until we have our standard operating procedures in a more robust format. We will also establish a policy committee that will meet quarterly because our standard operating procedures are working documents. And so those things will be continually updated as things change. Our contract renewal with Carbine Sea Live Universe for Next Generation 911 has been executed. It has been signed by both parties and has gone through all of the proper legal reviews. Just for context and clarity, Carbine Sea Live Universe minimizes response times and maximizes efficiency because it improves situational awareness between the caller and emergency services during an emergency and non-emergent situations using live video, instant messaging, and uploaded images after a link is initiated that prompts the caller's permission to share their location to what's called a mobile caller interface for the duration of their call to 911. The technology uses something called Carbine Location. It also uses advanced mobile location and Annie Alley, which is automatic number identifier and automatic location identifier. And so just in layman's terms, it's kind of like breadcrumbs dropping as a location changes every few seconds, and it works on land, water, and air. And this is only through, of course, cellular technology when someone calls 911 through a mobile device. We met with Chief Sparks of the Douglasville Police Department to discuss a public safety hiring initiative. Chief Sparks invited us to attend their law enforcement recruiting event, which will be held this upcoming Saturday, April 9th from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. So we will be out there as well to recruit 911 personnel and operators. We added an employee suggestion box, and it has been mounted in our employee break room. The goal is to receive actionable suggestions and solutions that are beneficial to the department. This was born out of the idea was born out of meeting with each 911 employee and just understanding that everyone in the department has a voice. We are a very unique department. Of course, we are 24/7, and so that of course presents some challenges with our employees. During the month of March, the E911 Center fielded 18,670 calls, and that is just in 1 month. So again, kudos to our 911 team. They do some great work, and they've continued to do great work just throughout everything that we faced within our world. And so that's it for the updates for E911.
Thank you, Director Harley. And I know that part about the cell phone locator is very important because we have I-20 traveling through Douglas County, and if they have a wreck here, they don't know where they are, so that's going to be very, very good. Something very needed because cell phones are a little harder than landmines to locate. So, yeah, appreciate all of what you are doing in your department. Sounds like you're just really on the ball there. So thank you for your hard work, and thank you for all of those employees. That's got to be a stressful job too. So we appreciate them. Any comments, any questions for Director Harley? All right, thank you again. Okay, Chief, let's move on. Your newsletter, and by the way, I'm going to put the link in my newsletter so people can keep up to date more often. So go ahead. Here.
3 more items on newsletter. Melissa Laredo, she'll do the next 2 items, and then the last item will be Jody Newton will do the March events. Melissa?
Hello, good afternoon, everyone. I wanted to briefly speak about our Blaze newsletter. We like to issue our newsletter at the end of the month or towards the first of the month. The newsletter brings in a lot of information to our citizens of Douglas County. We show information from E911, EMA, updated call volume, totals, events, and much more. The newsletter is public on the Douglas County Fire and EMS Department Facebook page, and also our county website at celebratedouglascounty.com under services, under the Fire and Emergency Medical Services, and it's towards the left side where the Blaze newsletter will be from the issues from October of 2021 to our current issue.
Do you include recruiting information in the newsletter, Ms. Laredo?
I'm sorry, I did not hear you.
I said, do you include recruiting information or employment information in your newsletter also for the different departments, the 911, the EMA, and the fire and EMS?
No, ma'am, we do not. But however, we do have that on our Facebook page. When we do recruitment, we have a flyer go out.
Well, maybe we could just put the link to the website in the newsletter so that if anybody's interested, we could maybe reach them that way. But that's very good. I like the newsletter. I send out a newsletter myself once a month, and it's very, very popular. So, and it's growing. Anyway, thank you very much for that report. Does anyone have any questions for her?
I just have one. Ms. Laredo, what kind of additions are you looking at adding to the newsletter besides employment information? Is something else you want to talk about?
Yes, sir. We are always wanting to improve the newsletter, and as the editor, I want to expand, starting this month's issue, having a new commissioner's corner. We want to include the new corner for our community to read what our commissioners would like to share with our Douglas County citizens for the month.
That's fine. The more communication we have with our citizens, the better. So thank you for that.
Yes, ma'am.
All right.
We'll go to billing.
Uh-huh.
Ambulance billing. Ms. Loretta.
Yes. And then for our billing, for the month of March 2022, we had a total of 1,495 responses. And out of those responses, we've had 813 transports, averaging 48 calls a day. Compared with the month of February, we had 114 more transports than the month of March. So this has given us an increase of 16%. We also had 190 more responses this month than the month of February, giving us an increase of 15%. With that being said, we brought in over 273,000, and compared to February's total payments, we had over 50,000 more for this month of March, giving us an increase of 25%. With this, our total current revenue for our ambulance billing is $767,000 for the year.
Well, that's very good. Very good.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, I want to add one thing. Our new EMS chief have came in and hit the ground running. I mean, she is doing some of our consumables. She's doing stuff with our billing. She's looking over things to help Miss Laredo out, make sure our reports are being turned in timely. Miss Chief Farmer, you got 30 seconds to say something. 10 seconds. It's exciting. Chief Farmer, Chief Farmer may have to leave. She's probably counting supplies or something.
She's still on, but I don't know if she can hear you or whatever.
Okay, well, she may be on the call or something. We'll move on. We'll keep moving. We'll go into the March events.
Did you have something that you wanted to share about the billing?
Yeah. Yes, what she's doing is we are really doubling down on our billing, and what she's doing now is requiring the engine companies or the medical units to get copies of insurance cards to make sure all signatures are completed. Because what happens on the backside of it, if that stuff is not done, it delays billing.
Oh, sure.
And all the companies and different agencies, they have requirements on paying the bills, or you have to have stuff submitted timely and filled out properly. So we're doubling down, and I think when she came in the door, she was able to find some things that were able to help us out to get some stuff completed. So I mean, she's just amazing by her being a paramedic and having an eye for stuff. It's been really helpful to Miss Laredo in the billing part of it. So we're excited about that, and it's going to really pay dividends for us, for the citizens. It's going to save citizens money. So
now, does a citizen actually come to your office there on Veterans Memorial?
No, ma'am. We have a company that does all our billing.
Okay.
And they generally, if they reach out to Miss Laredo, she would direct them and give them all the contact information for take care of their bills and stuff. So, Ms. Farmer.
Hey, sorry about that. I was talking to the hospital.
We just want you to say a couple of things about how your new position has enabled us to maximize on our consumables, our different approaches to how we deal with billing, insurance cards being required. Just 10 seconds, say a few things right quick so the citizens will know.
Okay. Well, as far as EMS consumables, we're spending a lot of our time right now going through making sure that we've got a process in place to where we're being conscientious with our expiration dates and our supply. We're only ordering stuff as we need it. We're not over or under our stock limits. Working on billing has been a big part. We're looking at our collection rates, comparing that to industry standards. We've got some room for improvement, and I've spent the last week or two in this position really drilling down to see what those opportunities are. The revenue is great. It's good, but the collection rate could be a little bit better, and the denial rate could be a little bit lower. So we're working with them pretty diligently just to fine tune and figure out exactly where we can make some changes to get these numbers headed in a better direction.
Has there been any Medicaid or Medicare adjustments that we have not kept up with?
The adjustments are part of the report, the financial report that we've been looking over. So the adjustments are counted in here. And again, I've only been going through these numbers for a week or two. Some of these numbers are probably related to the amount of time that they stay in the accounts receivable. And on the front end, we just instituted a new policy yesterday about getting insurance cards on the front end. That's not something that we've ever done, but it's causing delays, and there's a time limit on when you can bill the claims. And the hospitals, of course, they're busy, but trying to get those face sheets from the hospitals have been a barrier. So we're getting that insurance information on the front end now to help us with processing those claims in a better turnaround time.
Do y'all have portable scanners in the ambulances and things?
Not portable scanners, but the tough books will allow them to take pictures of the insurance cards and store them within the PCR, so it's still HIPAA protected and where it should be.
Okay, all right, very good.
And lastly, I want to say our goal is to save citizens money, and get it over to our fund balance, and we can use it to do different things to enhance our services to the citizens. Mm-hmm. But that's it for the building. If anybody have any more questions, we'll move on over to March events.
Okay. Proceed.
All right. Ms. Jody.
Good evening. Sorry, Chief. Good afternoon, everyone. In the month of March, we've had a few exciting things happen. We celebrated the Women's History Month, and on March 23rd, Douglas County Fire Department and E911 came together to celebrate the swearing in for Chief of EMS Stacy Farmer, E911 Director Katrina Harley, and Deputy Director Tina Donnell. On March 11th, Douglas County Fire and EMS held a fire safety event at the Lithia Springs Senior Center and Woody Fight Senior Center. Our deputy chiefs and training lieutenants spoke to the senior citizens about fire safety, escape plans, and what to do in case of a fire if they, can't get to certain places that they need to get to, and also passed out some smoke detectors for them. We have also implemented a suggestion box for employees and citizens. It's located out front of our Douglas County Fire EMS headquarters. It's a big black mailbox right beside the front doors. That's about it.
I got one question.
Yes, sir.
What about yearbooks and pictures?
Oh, gosh. Yes. So we just had all of our field personnel, E911, EMAs, photos taken last week, actually. And we're trying to get a big yearbook made together. So it'll have all of our commissioners in it. It'll have the E911 fire department, EMA. It's been fun trying to create.
All right. Anything else? And we look forward to seeing that book too.
Yeah.
Like put faces with names. A lot of times I talk to someone over the phone, but I don't know their faces. So it'd be nice to know that, because I see about at restaurants or grocery store or whatever, and they say, "Hey, Commissioner Geiger," and I like to know the faces that go along with the name. So anyway, thank you, Jody.
You're welcome.
All right. Chief, have you got anything else?
We want to have a long meeting because of the weather, because of the rain and everything. That's why we decided to have a long meeting. Normally we out in about an hour, but it went over 20 minutes.
Well, that's not too bad. We started a little late. I think we were about 6 minutes late or something. But if you don't have anything, then I'm just going to thank everybody that was on here. Nice to put faces to names too. I'm learning some of the new people and the new titles that they hold here in the county and everything, and it's kind of like a herding cats sometimes. But anyway, my door is always open. Please give me any kind of you can contact me anyway about anything. But especially all you directors and chiefs and everything, I just want you to know how much you are appreciated, and the job that you're doing. I think a lot of turnaround has been made here recently in the past year or so. So if no one has anything else, I will adjourn the meeting. And I'll just so you know, I'm just filling in as vice chair of the meeting because the chairman was out of town. So